So I made a mistake. I want to flush my axles, and on, for instance, my other cars, the diff has a diff cover that you can take off and then you can flush it, right? Well, the Volvo's axles do not have a diff cover, so that means I have to take off the third member in order to be able to rinse all the crud out. I was considering doing this just, you know, just filling it with oil and opening the drain plug, but I think it's too small and I won't get all the stuff out that I want to get out. So I'm now going to pull out the axles, and then I'm going to be taking off the third member on my rear axle first and then on the front axle. And let's get started. You can see I already undid some of the bolts, the ones that were of the bolts that were down here. Now I'm gonna remove the rest and then hopefully I can pull it out. Just gonna undo these. Definitely need power tools for this because it's stuck. But I have metal hammer better. Okay, there we go. Yes, it's out. Now see if we can get this off. I've grabbed a rubber hammer and see if I can tap it loose, because I painted over this because I wasn't expecting I had to take it off. Cloth. Yes. Okay, so that's loose. Now let's pull the axle out. It's gonna be a bit heavy, I think. This is also the longer part. Okay. Yes. There we go. It's out now. Ooh. Can I balance this? Yes, I can. So this is out now. Now I can start removing the third member. Let's put this away. Oh. No! Spilled portal oil, gearbox oil on myself. Great. Before I'm taking off the third member, I'm going to be removing the flange and the seal in here, as the seal is currently leaking, so I want to take this out and it's easier while the rest is still attached. So I'm gonna do this now. Socket. So there actually is a special tool that you put on here so this doesn't rotate when you're taking off the flange nut, but I do not have that. I'll be using this thing and then jam it. Use this around it so I don't damage anything, and then hope I can hold it. Woohoo! Let's see. So the flange nut is off. Now we can remove the flange. I'm going to use the pulley now to pull the flange off. So I'm just going to use the impact gun for this because that's way easier. Whew. There we go. A bit rougher than I planned, but it's off. So that's the flange removed. As you can see, it's very oily. That's because the seal in here is leaking. Yeah, let's clean this up a bit. This green thing here is the seal. You can see I've tried pulling on it, but it won't budge. I'm gonna drill a hole in it and put a nut through and try pulling it out like that. Not sure it will work, but some people recommended it to me. Actually, I don't think that's gonna work because there's just not enough space to get this through from underneath. So I'll try somewhere and hopefully it will come out. I'm just gonna try to make like a cut in here with this thing, and then hopefully I can pull it out. Hopefully it then just kind of collapses. I have to be careful though. I think I kind of cut through it here, so if I can tap it loose. This on might help a bit. Let's try. Well, it's not out fully, but I think we're getting somewhere. Yes! Oh, finally! It's out. Yay. Oh, it's finally out now. Let's see if I can lift off the third member. This thing is quite heavy, so fingers crossed. I've now removed all the nuts on the third member, so I'm just gonna tap it around to see if I can get it loose. Yeah, it seems to be coming a little bit. Yeah, there's some oil coming out, so I think so. What I'm gonna do now is unlock the diff, because with the diff locked, this won't come off. Unlock the diff. Twist this. Yeah, it's unlocked now. So now it's very heavy, the third member, but I should be. I spoke too soon. I should be somewhat able to lift it off now. Oh yeah, it is loose. Oh yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy. Yeah, no way. I've now twisted it somewhat, so let's see. Ooh, it's leaking. Ooh. Let's see if I can get it off. Oh, actually, yeah. Off. I caught my own skin in between. Ow. Holy shit. Like green, what's coming out? Like this. No. You're way too expensive for that. Oh, I don't want to have to buy a new one. Okay, let's put this back a bit. Oh, I'm covered with oil. Put on gloves because it's very greasy. Concern is if I'm gonna be able to carry it. Maybe if I let it slide down and let gravity do its thing like this. It is good. That's not good. Well, it's out. Okay, so I've checked it out. I'm very lucky that I put a bunch of towels underneath because all the oil was leaking, so it didn't fall on the differential part. It fell on this black outside part here. You can see where it fell, the paint chipped off, but that's about it. So no major damage. Luckily, I managed to pull my foot out of the way just in time. I can't carry this. It's heavy, but here you can see the rear diff. Show you if I can show you where it fell. Not really, but here, this part here, the paint kind of, see, the paint came off, but that's about it. No major damage. Yeah, I'm going to put this down somewhere so we don't have a repeat of what just happened. Yeah, it's out. This is what the axle looks like with the third member out. I'm now gonna clean it out. Also, this This was just loose. I believe this is a bearing, so that's gonna have to be replaced. This one is always loose. This is just a shim. But yeah, this came out of where the pinion is. This came out, and that's not supposed to happen, I think. So it will have to be replaced. So it's a good thing that I took it out. It also felt when I was moving the flange around that there was quite a bit of play on it. So maybe this explains it. I don't know. I don't know anything about diffs, differentials, gearboxes. It's very much outside of my comfort zone. The main reason I wanted to open this up is because they're very filthy. I don't think the previous owner took super good care of it and flushed the oil regularly. So there was not only like a ton of dirty oil in, but also like sand particles and stuff like that. That's why I wanted to flush them out. And as these don't have a diff cover, I had to take the third member out. I'm quite happy I did, because now I see that there's additional stuff that needs to be rebuilt, and I'd rather discover that now than when I'm on the road. So yeah, I'm gonna clean this out and then see what I have to do next. Here you can see the inside. You can see that the oil is very filthy. That's the diff lock mechanism. Yeah, looks pretty cool like this. And there's the third member. I'll find a more appropriate place for it soon. I have now removed the third members on both the rear axle and the front axle, and I noticed something inside. And that's these scratches that you see down on the bottom there, and the front axle has the same. And almost in the same position as well, which I think is somewhat weird. I'm not really sure what might have caused this. I'm now just going to check the diff and see if the diff caused this, or something scraping, or that this is just supposed to be there. Here we have both differentials. This is the front one. It's in the right position, so this is how it is in the axle. And what I noticed is that there's not really anything that can scratch it, because I'll draw the scratches in the bumpkin go like this in this direction, but there's no wheel or anything that goes into that direction. It goes like this. So I have no clue, and the same goes for the back differential. I have no clue where these scratches are coming from. I'm going to check the teeth on the big wheel, because this seems like the only one that would be able to scratch the inside of the bumpkin. But also these look in pretty good. I mean, this is 50 years old. These look in pretty good condition as well. No cracks, no chips. I will check this one as well. So maybe these scrapes are just supposed to be there. Let me know what you guys think, because I have no idea about this thing. This is the diff lock, by the way. I will be replacing the bearings, or have them replaced. I'm not sure yet if this is something I can do myself. On the rear axle there was play on the flange, and the bearing came straight out when I took this out. This is supposed to be in here. I can show you on the other one. That bearing is supposed to be in here, and here on the rear axle it just fell straight out, so that's why there was play on it as well. This is the flange nut. The flange, this is just like a washer. That one has that as well. So yeah, I'll see what needs to be done to the diffs. Also, out of the front diff, a small round metal ball came out, so I have to figure out where that came from. But I'll definitely have the bearings replaced, maybe replace them myself, and then see if there's any additional work that needs to be done. So the axles turned out to be a bit more work than I expected. The reason I opened them up is just to flush all the crud that was inside out. I'm quite happy I opened them up in the end, because otherwise I wouldn't have discovered this. Like I said, all the bearings will be replaced. I'll see if any other stuff needs to be done. I know nothing about differentials, so I will have someone look at them and then see what needs to be done. And then hopefully I finally can start putting the truck back together.